At the end of the last video, we had finished working on building out the details for the master detail view screens here. Not the detail view, sorry, just the master list. And as you can see, we realized at the end that we had this problem where basically if a very long name for the note is entered, you will notice that the date and the language, they all get sort of messed up a little bit in this view. And if we go to the portrait view, you'll notice that it doesn't get any better. It basically stays the same. So we need to refactor this. And let's go ahead and do that now. So we're going to stop this here. So this is our current view. If I just change the zoom here. Okay, so you can see that everything looks great in the simulator because it has the entire width of the iPad view here to stretch across. And let's just hit resume. So, it looks great, but we know that in the context of the actual application, in that navigation of the master detail structure, it's not going to work for us. So we need to refactor this. This is much better, I think you'll agree. So now we've got the name, the date, the language, and nothing is influencing anything else here. Everything looks great. But as we look at this now, we realize we need to start stylizing some of this to make it a little clearer, a little more readable. Because as I'm using this as a user and maybe I'm scrolling through the notes or something like that, it's very hard to tell, my content that I'm looking for. I need the name of the note to stand out in a much clearer context than the date and the language, because the date and the language are important, but they're really secondary items to this view, right? It's something that we need to see, but we're not necessarily going to need to see that as prominently. You can see that the date and the language are starting to get knocked back a little bit in kind of this visual importance tree that we've got going on. But I think we can do more. I think what we need to do is change the color here so that it's not as prominent. Fantastic. So now we've got this big prominent title back here. So we know this is our list of notes. And as I scroll up, it's going to change to the smaller one like we'd expect it to, as you see in sort of, the Apple applications. So this is looking really good. This, I think, is enough for the refactoring for this this master view that we've got here. It's looking infinitely better than when we started. I think you'll agree. I think we can leave that now where it is, and we need to start turning our attention to probably the detail view.